All right. Can you guys now see my screen?
Yes, bro.
All right. All right.
Yes, bro.
Notes. Um, okay, don't worry. There's no point to marking these ones. Now, okay, yeah. Um, Hold on. Yes. Okay. I want this to be as illustrative as possible. Okay, so that is why I'm doing all of this. All right. And here, we have it can be like that. So whatever. Into now I believe you guys can actually see the difference. A second. Eating since morning. Had to go and get chocolate bar. All right. So this is one. All right. So this is another one too. I believe that is it. This is internal church, not BOS. This is internal church. This is internal church. This is internal church. Okay. So guys, now from this, it's actually clear. You guys can actually see what I mean. You can actually understand what this drawing means, even without me explaining, right? You can actually understand what this drawing means without me explaining. Okay. Now, advanced market structure it just has to do with trend. Okay. It just has to do with trend. The trend of the market. Whether price is making higher highs or lower low. Okay. Now, here, from this level, you can see we are in a bearish market, right? And from this level, you can see, excuse me. And from this level, whatever, you can see that we are in a bullish market. Okay, I want you guys to understand this as much as possible. Now, in looking at this market structure, you can see this is a major structure. These structures are marked with, capitalized BOS are major structures, right? These are major structures. Major structure, major structure, major structure, major structure, major structure. Okay. Now, what does this mean? Now, when you have this, let us take this level now, for instance. Let's take this level, for instance. This very level. Okay. Now, when you have this, you say, yeah, this is a new structure. Let me remove this. You say, yeah, this is, let's say price is still like somewhere around here. You say, yeah, this is a new structure. I'm going to sell around here. But then, why would you be selling from here? If price has not ultimately closed below this very low. If price has not ultimately closed below this very low, and if price has not, let's say this is where it ended, if price had not covered the 50% of this very structure. Hello, are you guys with me?
Brother.
Yes.
Please
Yep.
kindly keep your mic on. You don't have to turn it off. Okay. I want this class to be as interactive as possible, as much interactive as possible.
I have background noises, brother.
Okay.
Yes, same here.
So now, this has not actually consumed 50% of this structure. Remember, this is our major focus. We're not talking about these levels. This is our major focus. Okay. Maybe we can keep it like this. This is our major focus. Now, drawing your fib, you can see that price has not actually consumed 50% of this very structure. And you're saying, yeah, this is a structure I'm gonna sell from here. But then you see price just comes to this level, and then boom, takes you out. You say, yeah, price wicked me out, and then it started going in my direction. You were doing something wrong. you were doing something wrong. Okay, this is just an illustration. Um, this structure is not perfect. The drawing is not perfect, but it's just an illustration. Okay, you are doing something wrong. You don't, look to buy long term. You don't look to buy long term. Sometimes you even see price do something like this. From this minor structure here, price will come from here, buy to this level, come back again before going to your higher time frame, structure before selling. Right? It will give you that reaction here. You will get your reaction here. That, yeah, that sniper entry reaction, you will get it here. Price might offer you 1, 2 RR. You say, yeah, I'm in a trade. You are holding long term. Okay. But then it just comes back to this level and boom, it goes all the way to this point before it starts, giving you that big, massive sales. So do not mistake minor break of structure with a major break of structure. Do not mistake minor break of structure with a major break of structure, because that's what's actually killing your trade. Okay, and you can see this. You will say, yeah, price has reversed. Now we are buying. We are gonna buy. The buy is gonna be massive, but then price is just building liquidity. Price is just building liquidity for a sell. No, you see this. Sorry, you see this. I don't know if any of you has or any one of you have seen something like this. You see price doing something like this. Yeah, we are buying. Price has shifted. Two structures. Yeah, but then price is just building liquidity just to come to this point. Tap you in and then start selling. Okay, this is something else. And let's not talk about the sales. Let's remove this. Let's look at, excuse me. Let's look at this level. Now price sold from here. You are now coming back to buy from here. This is a structure. That's why I told you liquidity inducement is very, very important. This is a structure, right? This is a bullish structure. This is a bullish structure. No, the first one bought from this structure. This second one, the first buy came from this structure. This second buy came from this structure. And now the third buy is coming. You say, yeah, this is the structure I'm going to buy from. But then price just comes, takes you out. You are buying from a minor structure. Until this very high is taken, until you see something like this, this very high is taken, you are not expected, to keep buying unless price gives you an inducement. Maybe there's still a level up that it wants to take. Unless price gives you an inducement to this level, an inducement, you buy from here, even though it takes you out. I prioritize inducement. I prioritize inducement so much. Okay. Even though it takes you out, it's okay. It's not your fault. But then always have the higher time frame structure, the major structure in mind. Always have the major structure in mind. Guys, are we clear? I gave you guys
Yes.
I gave you guys this
Yes.
example here. I gave you guys
Yes.
this example here. And I'm also giving you guys another example here. This is minor. This is minor. This is minor. Or you can actually have something like this. Yeah. This is minor. I think, did I depict something like that? Not really. Not really. Not really. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. So what I'm trying to show is something like this. Right? Is that it? Yeah, maybe something like this. Right. So this, sorry. So this is your major BOS, major BOS, major BOS. And here you have a minor BOS. And what are you trying to do? You are trying to sell from here. Who are you? Are you a market maker? You are trying to sell from here. This level is obviously a minor level. Why? It's obviously a minor level because look at this. It's obviously we have not shifted here. We have not broken this structure. It's obviously a minor level. And you are looking to sell from here. Instead, price does something like this. Taking out these two levels. Hello, guys. Are we making sense? Taking out these two levels before dumping. Okay. So they will now use you as inducement. That's why when they are saying inducement, inducement is not just drawings on the chart. Inducements are traders. Inducement are people's stop losses. Inducement is your stop loss. You've been induced into buying from this level. And now when you buy and into selling from that level, and now when you sell, price just, comes, does something like this, from this level, and then it goes to that level and then sells. Sorry. It goes to that level and then it sells. I mean this very level. It goes to that level and then it sells. Okay. You bought, you sold from a minor structure, another minor structure. Price, sold from this minor structure in order to buy from this minor structure, from this major structure here, because this is a major structure. And where is your next target? This is an obstacle, which is another major structure. You are buying from a major structure to a major structure, not from a major structure to a minor structure. Major structure, obstacle of that major structure. You are selling from here. You are selling from here. This, that is if it is still here, this should be your obstacle, your exit point. That should be your exit point. Okay? So that is what differentiates, sorry. That is what differentiates, I can even draw. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that is what differentiates, a major structure from, that's what differentiates an advanced trader from newbie traders. You get lost in these little structures here. You get lost in these little structures here, forgetting the bigger picture. Okay, forgetting the bigger picture. Now, after you've had your breakout, now where did I mark as my breakout? Do you see where I marked as my breakout? This. This. This is okay. Let's put this like this. So put this like this. Okay. This is a high. This is higher low. This is lower low. Okay, this is a high. This is a low. This is a higher low. This is a lower high, sorry. And this is a lower low. This is another lower high. Hold on, I'm gonna mark them for you. This is a high. Okay. And this is a low. Okay. And yeah, this is a lower high. And sorry, that is not the low. This, you see how easily you can actually get confused. This is the lower low. This is the lower high. This is another lower low. This is another lower high because it is actually lower than this high. Okay. So, and this is another lower low. Now, this is a lower high, and this is a lower low. And here you have a higher high. Why is it a higher high? It took out this lower high. Now, the new high that is made is now higher than the previous high made. Hello? Don't get lost. This new high made here is now higher. This new high made here is now higher than this previous high. Okay. And now, after that, the next low that is made will now become a higher low, because this low here is lower than this high, than this low. This low here is higher than this very low. Don't get lost. Okay. Now, after that, we made a new higher high. This is where the trend of the market, the structure of the market changed. This is where the market shifted. This is where the market shifted. Okay. The breaking of this high is where the market shifted. Okay. This is a new high. This is a new higher low. This is a new higher high. And this is your new higher low. Okay. And this is your new higher high. And this is another higher low. Now, did you see me mark any of these structures? Did you see me mark any of these structures? I only mark the level that takes out the peak of that trend. This is the peak. This is the peak. This is another peak. This is irrelevant. This is a minor structure. 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 This too is a minor structure. Right? Guys,
So
are you okay?
why don't you mark that lower low?
This one,
No, from the starting, like the downtrend started
this
from.
one,
Can I annotate?
this one.
No, no. Where the starting of downtrend.
Okay, the starting of downtrend. Okay, here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Sorry. It is a lower low.
Okay.
It is. That's an oversight. It is a lower low. There's nothing wrong with it. It is a lower low. Cause, another high probably originated from here and then made this low, right? It is a lower low. Okay. Does any other person have, any other question in respect of these structures? Now, mostly what you use minor structures to do is inducement and scalping, short-term buys and short-term sales. Short-term buys and short-term sales. Now, I'm going to show you these things on the chart. Okay. I'm going to show you these things on the chart. All right. Excuse me. I'm looking for a very trendy market. I'm looking for a very trendy market. Okay. Well, let's look at here. Let's look at here. Okay. Guys, do people see anything from what I marked? Okay. I think this is a structure. The structure. This is another structure. This is another structure. This is another structure. I'm marking with, line chart. You can mark with candlestick, or with candlestick, you can actually mark the wick and stuff. This is another structure. Okay. Now, when you look at, now this is your chart. This is a very trendy market, right? This is a very trendy market. Okay. And here, okay, no, this is a minor structure. And here, you can see this. You can see why I said it's a minor structure. And here, you can see this is your BOS, your major BOS. This minor BOS, and here too, you have your minor BOS. Somewhere around here, let me just switch to line chart. You can see those structures there. BOS, 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 BOS. You can see them here. You can see all those minor structures, even here. You can see, see. Why do you have these multiple structures here? Now let's draw this. Sorry. Now this is the 50% of this feed, although it consumed more than that. price consumed more than 50% of the feed. Okay. Price consumed more than 50% of the and it's perfectly okay. Like it's very, very okay that price does that. Okay. Now you'll be looking to get sales continuation. You see? You see this cell, you had your cell here from a minor structure. He gave you some push and then boom, right? You had your cell from here, let's say from this level, it gave you a profit. Did he take out this low? I think he did. Yes, he did. He gave you a TP. You bought from this structure. This is a structure. This is the structure. This is not a structure. No candle closure. Okay. Now you sold from here. Sorry, he gave you TP. You sold from here. He gave you TP. You sold from here. He gave you TP. You sold from here. He gave you TP. Now you are looking to sell again from here, forgetting that before this trend ends, you have a major structure for your change of character. Hello, guys.
Yes, bro.
Forgetting that you have this trend here. The trend is bullish. Yeah, you got, let's not say it's luck, because here actually you had a minor structure shift. Here, you had a minor structure shift. This is the shift here. Probably the buy came from this QML. The sales came from this QML. Okay, it didn't even get there. Okay, but you had this shift from this level, and price gave you a BOS, all right? Gave you another one, right? Now, you are not losing mind. You are not losing the sight of this major trendy structure here. This is the major trendy structure, right? You don't have to lose sight of it. The market is obviously bullish. And even when you use your trend line, you can see the market is obviously bullish, right? And this is even where you are looking to, take more sales. The market is obviously bullish. It's consistently trending. Now you see after that trend line got broken. Now, do you see where that major structure was actually broken? This is the major structure here. Now, this is where eventually it got broken. Now, from just this analysis, I think I should actually start shorting Euro USD. Just from this analysis, I think I should start shorting Euro USD. We'll be looking at this level. Just from this. You see now, that major structure has actually been broken. Okay? Now, this is now where you confirm that market has actually turned from being bullish to bearish. This is H1 though. You don't know what higher time frame is speaking. If you enter higher time frame, you might, actually see something bigger than this. See, your higher time frame is still trendy, still very, very bullish. Higher time frame is still trendy. This is your higher time frame structure. Okay? This is your higher time frame structure. So guys, let's go back to our. So guys, I hope you guys understood what I actually mean by this. So don't get lost in minor structures, trying to buy or sell from minor structures, thinking, the trend has shifted when in fact it has not. So this is what differentiates major structures from minor structures. You will see a lot of noise, but then the major structures always win. They always win. You see, this buy actually came from these, what is it called? From these, whatever. I don't really know how to draw, guys. Sorry. I prefer using my lines. Prefer using my lines. Prefer using my lines. So this buy actually came from this level, right? And then the buys continued. You get. So yeah, that is just it, guys. So after it got broken, this should actually form your new structure. This right here should form your new structure. Not this, because this is the origin. Did this one retest into 50%? Let's see. I think it did, or not really. I think it did. But this should actually be your new structure. So for price to continue, this very structure here has to be tested. And I think price actually did that. So price actually tested it from around here. Yeah. So guys, that's just exactly what I mean when we are talking about, major and minor structures. So you don't get lost trying to sell or buy where you are not supposed to sell or buy. Is that clear? Guys, is that clear?
Bro,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
does anybody have a question?
Yes, brother, I have.
Oh yeah. All
Uh,
right.
bro, so we do the same with MSNR bias, right?
Yes,
The market
even
market structures.
in MSN now, don't you trade structures?
Yes, yes, we trade the structure.
Structure is everything in all strategies, bro. These things you
So
see
we
me do, these things you see
so we
me
sh-
do,
uh,
I'm sorry, these things you see me do, with my, let's say my entry here. What's wrong with my mouse? No, with my entry here. Is this not structure? This is my inducement. Is this not structure? It is.
it is
It is, yeah.
We are using the very first level after the inducement, right? For buy
Sorry.
or sell.
Sorry. I told you
After,
guys, when we start talking about inducement, I will still explain the concept of inducement very well for you guys. Okay.
okay.
I'll still explain, but like I already told you guys, inducement is your POI is a factor of your inducement. So where your inducement lies, your nearest POI, the nearest POI to that inducement is the POI you are going to use. And this is our MSNR QML level, left shoulder. Is it not? It is.
Yeah, it is.
It is. But if price is somehow like this, right? If price is a little bit closer like this, you can decide, to say, no, I'm actually going to use this level because they are too close. You can decide and say, yeah, I'm just going to use this level. They are too close. So it's better to use this level, right? It's better to use this level than use this one. And price will just come, take me out only to come to this level and start buying. Okay. So that is why. But it's ultimately determined by your inducement. Hope you guys are not having any problem with how I speak.
No.
Okay. Okay. So that is just it, guys. Does anybody have any other question?
Bro, so the SMC structure is how much it is important to mark in your charts.
Well, SMC structures are actually very important because, without a structure, you don't actually know the overall direction of the market. Without a structure, even with all the storyline, but without a structure, you won't know whether the market is trendy, ranging, or whether you are buying. But for instance, you can see from here, where is that level? Okay. Man, what's wrong with my... No, for instance, you can see from here, you know, you can say this is, I don't even know what I'm trying to explain. You can say, let's say you started a storyline from this level, okay? And then let's possibly go to the weekly time frame. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Now, in this very scenario, is this not this is your weekly level, key level, right? This is your weekly key level. Now, let's say you start a storyline from here and you are expecting price to come tap into this weekly level and keep going, right? You are not, when in fact you are actually losing sight of these daily trendy structures. Okay, this is a trendy structure on the daily, BOS, BOS, BOS. Okay, but on the weekly, you are actually looking to buy from here. Even on the daily, you are looking to buy from here. But then price just, comes and takes you out. And here too, you might be saying, yeah, this is just, an inducement. Price want to use this structure as an inducement. And you see the first rejection. People were saying this is, even myself, I'm just, I'm just figuring this out right now. Even myself, I was saying this is a candle range. This is my candle range. Yeah. But then price just came, violated that level. First closure, you can see it on online chart. You can see it on online chart. You can see. This is actually where the level was broken. Okay. So now you can see that we are actually going to dump probably to this level or to this level. Okay, so trend or structures are actually very, very important when it comes to trading MSNR. Because without structure, you won't actually know if price has given you a strong or a weak high. Okay, without structure, you won't know if price has given you a strong or a weak high. Right, this is H4. Think maybe I'm seeing a setup or what? Yeah, has moved. Yep, has moved. Okay, on fresh, now mitigated. So yeah, it has moved. Okay, so yeah, it is important, bro. It is important. And it is actually very, very important that you implement it in your trading. Okay, because without structures, what would you possibly call your inducement? Inducement on its own is a structure. The level you are buying from, this is a structure. This is a structure. And yeah, even from my chart, you see I mark structures too, not just SN. And even when you are marking these structures, can you hear me? Even when you are marking these structures, you are marking SNR levels. These are SNR levels. We are not using other, when you talk about SMC, you are talking about other blocks, and the rest of them. You are talking about just marking here, marking here, marking here, marking here, no. And for SMC, before you start confirming, before you start, buying, let's say the kind of entries we take on SNR, just like this kind of entry. Before you start buying now, this very move from here to here, SMC traders would have actually missed it because they are so focused on sales. And another thing, selling from here, they would have also been taken out. They're only focused on sales from here, sell from here, sell from here, sell from here, sell from here, buy from here. Yeah. So sell from here, and then sell from here. And then before price actually shifted, before they'll start buying. But these kind of structures we have here, we didn't actually wait for price to give us this shift before we start buying. Okay. Before price actually gave us this shift, we had already confirmed that a daily had rejected a daily level, probably giving us something on H4 here. Before giving us this shift, we would have actually entered the daily storyline. We must have already, started taking our profit from this level before they start, confirming, buy scenario. That's what differentiates SNR from SMC. All right. We have already started buying, just, price giving you a CRT here. Yeah, you just scale down to your H4, start buying from here, targeting somewhere around there. And even with a pullback, you also buy. You've already started buying before them. You've already said, yeah, market has started, we've entered bullish market. Before that themselves start confirming the bullish market from this breakout. Okay, so that's what makes us different from the from SMC traders. I hope that is clear. Hello, is that clear?
Yes, brother.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Does anybody have any other question? Please, guys, I want you to ask your questions. It's actually very, very important. No question?
If you don't mind, can you show us how you combine SMC structure with MSNR a little bit?
Okay. On the chart,
Yeah, on the chart.
okay. Now, I think I want us to, on a daily time frame, I'm looking for a very good setup. This. Okay. Now, this is your level. Excuse me. Now, this is your level. Come on, man. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Now, this is the level you are actually trying to focus on. And with this is your SNR level. Okay. And this is daily rejecting from a daily key level, right? Hello?
Yes, yes.
All right. This is daily rejecting from a daily key level. And after that, you go to your H4. Okay. Daily reject daily, H4 breakout. Is it not?
Yes, it is.
This is your H4 breakout. Okay. Now, this on its own, this is a structure. Okay. But it doesn't end there. Now we just see what price does. Okay. Now this is price in your SNR level. Okay. And now when you mark this very structure, I think this structure actually started from here. This is another structure on it. So I actually customized my fib to give me a perfect entry. Sometimes it doesn't work always, just like this. Okay, so this is price actually coming down into this very structure, right? And on H4 time frame. Now, when you go to H1, when you go to H1, do you see a structure on H1? This is how you actually implement SMC into MSNR. Do you see a structure on H1 for confirmation? Come on, man, I'm asking. Is there a structure here?
Sweep and break, brother.
There is a structure, of course. There is a structure. You don't only use SNR for you not only use SMC just for the trendy market, to know the trendy market, you also use it for confirmation. And in cases where you have an entry here, or let's say you have an entry somewhere around here, but then you don't have something to confirm. You don't have something to confirm if you are actually going to take this entry from here. How do you know you should take this entry from here? It's through a structure. Now, this is price coming down all the way to this point. Yo, what's wrong with my mouse? Come on, man, stop. Now, this is price actually coming down. Now, when price gets to this level, this is a structure on its own. But this structure is following this higher time frame structure. This structure is following this higher time frame structure. And even though this is an SN, it's not really, using SMC structures is not really like paramount when it comes to trading SNR. But I'm just telling you, you can actually implement it, for a higher win rate and stuff. And even for confirmatory purposes. Okay, that is when you implement structures. All right. So looking at this now, you can see price just gave you this. You can say, yeah, this structure right here is gonna be my inducement. And then you wait while price comes to this level, and then you get your entry from there and sell and buy, sorry. Or you can also say this is a structure. Is this an SNR? Is this SNR? Does this look like SNR? This is still SMC structures. All these concepts are related. All of them, be it ICT, SMC, SNR, all of them are related. So even when you are buying from here as an SNR trader, ICT trader is buying from the same level. I'm sorry, SMC trader is buying from the same level as the other block, or even from this, excuse me, I don't know why I cannot carry this, or even from this level, as another block, because this is the last um, bearish candle. So SMC traders are buying from this level as an order block. ICT traders, they are using that. They can call it breakout, whatever. I'm not really very familiar with their concept. New day opening gap, new week opening gap, all of that. So this is actually how you implement structures. Now you can say this structure right here is going to be my inducement for me to buy. Right, was it H1? Okay, this structure is going to be my inducement for me to buy from this level, right? And even when you go to H4, you can see that structure is going to be my inducement for me to buy from this H4 structure. Let's say it actually came lower, say somewhere around there, before it starts giving you a reversal sign. You say this structure is going to be my inducement for me to buy from this, V level. Yeah, that is how you implement structures. Use it for confirmatory purposes, in scenarios where use it for confirmatory purposes, let's say as inducement, or for confirmatory purposes as, a confirmation entry. Yeah, just like this. Okay, you have this now. This is a structure, BOS, change of character, and then price gives you an inducement. You can decide to buy from here or from here, depending on, it's just an example what price does. So you see, price just takes your entry, and yeah, that is just it. Sorry, that is just it. You see, that's what I'm saying. You see? So price can just use that or as inducement, or you can just confirm the entry from here. You start buying. So that is how you implement this, even without SNR, you can still see where else do you have to buy from this very market. Where do you have to buy from this very market? You can decide to draw your whatever. So the level you'll be looking to buy will be from this level down. Okay, and then you start marking. You can decide to mark here. That is a structure. Now, when you go to H4, what do you have there? This is SNR level. Price has given you a major break. This is SNR level. It is fresh. Okay. Price has given you a major break. It is fresh. And then, yeah. You can also decide to use this level here. You can decide to use it too. And price might still use it. It depends on where price uses. See, I think price actually used here and continued buying. So those are SMC structures. That is how you actually implement SMC structure. Now, let's also look at this. Oh, come on. Okay, it is here. Okay. Now let us also look at this. This is a BOS, right? And what do you see on a daily time frame? You see a daily reject daily as an SNR trader, right? You see a candle range too, right? Are you guys with me?
Mm. Yes.
See a daily reject daily. You see a candle range too. Okay. But what do you see on H1? You see structures. You are seeing this on a daily, you are seeing structures on H1. Now, even in this very scenario, what do you see? You are seeing a level like this. As if price actually comes back to this level, you are seeing a level like this. Where is this one coming from? It's coming from here. And when you are selling from here, where do you think you're targeting? You are targeting this low, right? You are targeting this low. Yes, this is the low you are targeting. You are selling from here. This is typical SMC order block. And that is your typical SNR OCL. Are you guys with me? This is your SMC order block. This is your SNR OCL. Let's see what it looks like on H4. There is nothing there on H4 but this OCL here. So you decide to refine to 2 hours or 1 hour. And the 2 hours price didn't actually get to that, apex level. So you decide to refine to 1 hour. You can use it. You can use it. The OCL is your entry. SMC traders, that's where they get their entry too. And now price has broken this structure here. So you go back to your H4 as an SNR trader. You go back to H4 as an SNR trader. What happens? Okay. Let's say you are trying to use this as candle range. That is if price actually gets to that level, except it wants to use here to sell because this is no longer fresh. This is no longer fresh. Okay. You see? What do you see on H1? That is your level. And then where else are you targeting as an SMC trader, even SNR trader? Where are you targeting? You are targeting here. And where are you going to as an SNR trader? You are going here. Why are you going there? You are going there because you have this SBR, RBS. So these are structures we are marking on H1. But as an SMC trader, you are seeing a daily reject daily. Now another daily rejecting from a daily OCL, refining on H1, you are getting these levels. Okay. And where is your ultimate target? You are targeting the candle range low. So when you ask how you implement SMC structures with SNR, this is how you do that. This is how you do it. Knowing that this is what your H1 is saying, and the next structure you are supposed to use to sell is this very structure here. Is this very structure here. You already sold from here. The next structure to sell from is this very structure. And if price eventually, excuse me. So if price didn't actually take this level because we are considering our overall structure here. This is more like pullback kind of trades. This is your inducement. These are pullback kind of trades. If not that we are considering price to take this level. All right. If not that we are considering price to take this level, we would have actually be looking for more entries from this place, from this structure. And what will it look like on H4? Although there is nothing here on H4. There is absolutely nothing here on H4. There is nothing there but this OCL, but I don't trust it. Considering that this H4 candle didn't actually close here. So I don't trust it. So that is how you actually implement SNR with with SMC. That is why structure is actually very, very important. I hope that is well explained. Hello, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Did you get anything from my explanation? Did it answer your question?
Yes, bro.
You did?
Yes, you did.
All right. All right. Does anybody have another question?
I want to ask that if a storyline ended and the
Okay.
daily time frame has a
Okay.
rejection from both sides, upper and lower width.
Sorry?
So, if we
So,
have a storyline that has
mm,
ended
mm,
and the daily candle has a rejection from both sides, both the fresh
okay.
levels are rejected, the daily candle and the
Where,
candle
okay, okay, I get your question. Now, let's say in this very scenario now, price is rejecting from here and is also rejecting from here, right?
yes, yes.
Okay. Now, what determines if you are buying or selling? Now, let's say this is daily time frame. I think, let me know. Let me see.
The 7th of December candle.
Sorry?
December candle, I think that was an example.
Okay, 7th December. On 7th December. You are saying there's an example on 7th December.
Yes. No, no, the 5th December candle had taken the first level. It is unfresh.
I think we are having a problem with, me understanding your question and what you're actually saying. Sorry, no, no insult intended, but to just explain it. Okay, to just explain it. Now, when you are having price, rejecting from um 2 points. First of all, okay, when you are, let's say, when you are looking, when you are on your chart and you see that price, let's say in this very scenario, price is rejecting from here and price is also rejecting from a level above. What do you do in that very case? Now, first of all, look at here. Let's see, where is this rejection coming from? Okay. Now, first of all, what do you do in this scenario? Okay. Now, to confirm a storyline, confirming a storyline means getting a breakout on one time frame lower. Now, when you're seeing a rejection and you go to your H4, and your H4 is showing you something like this, do you have any breakout on both sides? There is no breakout here. There is no breakout here. So now what do? You wait. That is the only possible explanation. That is the only possible thing you have to do. You wait for either of these levels. What am I saying? This level. Level. Now, this is where your daily rejected your daily, and this is where your daily rejected your daily. This is resistance, this is support. I told you MSNR is the movement of price from support to resistance. Okay. Now, this is where your rejection occurred. This is your breakout. Do you have any internal structure here? No, you don't.
No,
You don't. Now, this is your rejection. This is supposed to be your breakout here. Do you have any internal structure here?
no.
You don't
No.
now. You don't have any internal structure. The only structure I should actually be considering is this very structure here. But then I don't want.
Yes.
I don't want to. I don't want to consider this structure. I'll just wait and let, price do whatever it wants to do the whole of today. I don't want to. Okay. So now, these two storylines, you have a daily reject daily on both sides. You have two pending storylines, bullish and bearish, correct?
Hmm.
You just have to wait for either of these levels to get taken out. Either of these, you just have to wait for price to close on either of these levels. Okay. Now, if
Okay.
price closes below here, you have confirmed your bearish storyline. But if ultimately this level holds price and then it ends up closing above, you now have your bullish storyline. Then you continue your buys. So that is the only thing you have to do in that scenario. You don't have to come and trap yourself in this place trying to trade here. That's why I told you I'm just going to wait. So everything here is indecisive. Everything here is indecisive. Even the bearish storyline is looking a little bit better than the bullish, I must say. The bearish storyline is looking a little bit better than the bullish, I must say. Okay, but then you still have to wait. You don't have to chase price. So let the levels show you where they are stopping whatever they want to do. And then you can look for your buy or sell. Okay. So when you have 2 points rejecting, wait for the one that gives you the breakout. That's what you will do. It's very simple. Okay. Wait for the one that gives you the breakout. And also look for the overall higher time frame bias. Sorry, the overall higher time frame, trend. Look for the overall higher time frame trend. And then from there, you can, make your decision. But when you don't have anything on the chart, when it is not clear, don't trade. Sometimes not trading is also part of trading. When it is not clear, do not trade. Guys, are we clear?
Yes.
When it is not clear, when price is not giving you what you want it to give you, there is no trade. Do not enter. Do not enter when it is not clear. Okay. All right. I think that's about it. I don't know if anyone has any other question or clarification in respect of, what we've just taught. Okay, I'll gladly take that person's question. So bring it on. I'm ready.
So we can use like in this situation when we have rejection from both sides, we can use higher time frame breakouts like the major breakouts
Yep.
to like pretend that we are going down or up.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't get that.
Okay, so when we have a rejection from both the side in a
Mm,
single day,
mm.
we can use the major breakouts on high time frame to like pretend that we are going long or short.
You are not pretending. Price is doing what he wants to do.
Okay.
So it's real. You don't have to pretend that you are going long or short. So when you have price rejecting on both sides, first of all, what comes into your mind is what actually do you have on higher time frame? Are you guys aware that this has not actually been completed, right? Don't worry, I'm still going to teach you guys this. Are you aware this CRT has not actually been completed?
Yes.
This is the first CRT that formed. And we trade CRT. Okay. Although this one here was supposed to get completed. And when I'm teaching you guys CRT, you should note that 50%, once the 50% of that candle has been consumed, you should take off some positions. Actually, 50% of that candle was consumed. This is it from here. This is where the candle range started. If you bought from here, this is 50% of that candle. If you bought from here, let's use H1. Yeah, if you bought from here, it's obvious. This should be your inducement, your entry. This is 50% of that CRT. And there's even a structure here where you should exit from. Okay. So if 50% of that CRT has been consumed, then take off half of your position. It doesn't mean it has failed, but then on weekly time frame, let's see what weekly is saying. On weekly time frame, I'm actually having a rejection from this level. When did that happen? When did that happen? This happened on, today is Wednesday. This happened um on Monday. This happened on Monday. Okay, this was Friday's candle. Okay, so yeah, when 50% of the CRT has been consumed, also check. Don't worry, I will still teach you guys how to implement this CRT with SNR and how to even use it to frame your bias. Okay, you can see that this one we didn't actually take the high of this candle. And if you look, this is like the only level left for consideration if we are to get to that point. This is like where we would be, looking to, for possible sell continuation, right? This has been taken, this high has been taken, and this low too has been taken. We'll be looking at, somewhere around here. But then we have another CRT here. On the failure of price to complete this one, another CRT was actually formed. And in line with how, you see, how the market has been bearish, bullish, very indecisive bullish candle, bearish, very indecisive bullish candle, bearish again. So please, let's go take out this low. I'm not the market maker, but we just want price to do what it wants to do. So that is how you can also, help discern your market direction. CRT can help you in a long way to discern your direction. Okay, that is why we implement it. And for me, personally, I want this low to get taken out. That's why you are looking at me, looking for possible entry point. Why do I want that low to get taken out? Oh, come on. We have this. Price is, even though it's, moving like a snail, price is, coming down. Price is trading down. We have this here, engagement, and then when did the breakout happen? A breakout around here, price consumed here, another, whatever. Let's just use line chart. You can see breakout somewhere here, BOS, this is a BOS, this is another BOS, and currently price is still using this level. Maybe used it as inducement to, sell from here. I don't know. Yeah, but this level had already been consumed. But I think this news, and maybe it was, but use this level as inducement to sell from here. And we are still expecting this low to, get taken out unless price candle body closes above this high. Unless candle body closes above this high, above this high. So chart, is that clear?
Yes, bro.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. I hope I'm not talking gibberish. When I start talking gibberish, you let me know. I'm not the best teacher, but I'm trying my best.
You are best, bro.
Thank you. Okay, so guys, that is it. Does anybody have any other question? I'm waiting.
I'm good for now.
Okay, I'm good for now. Any other person? All right. So let us reiterate what we've taught, a recap of what we've taught so that it can actually sink in. We taught storyline. Told you guys storyline actually has to come from higher time frame key levels, and it must end on the time frame it is starting. Okay. Storyline starts from daily, it must end on a daily time frame. Okay. Even if it's on a weekly level, look for a daily level inside that weekly level and end the storyline there. That's where the storyline is expected to end. Okay. So, and then we talked about obstacles, and I told you guys that in a bullish scenario, or sorry, I told you guys that in a daily storyline, the obstacle is H4 and daily structures. H4 key levels and daily key levels, or H4 levels and daily levels. In a weekly storyline, the obstacle is, weekly and daily levels. In a monthly storyline, the obstacle is monthly and weekly levels. Okay. Does that make sense? Good. Now, we also
So
proceed.
last question.
All right.
Okay, so when we are targeting some point, like when we place RR, uh, the targets, you targets the open close level 2 or the only SBR, RBS or AV.
Okay. Um, when you are in a trade, what you actually have to consider is the freshest of all those levels and the nearest fresh level. So if OCL can serve as an obstacle, SBR can serve as an obstacle. So if OCL is, the nearest fresh level, yeah, you pay yourself, take off your first position there. Are you getting me? If OCL is your next fresh level, the closest fresh level, the closest fresh obstacle, you pay yourself at that OCL. If it is RBS, you pay yourself at the RBS. Just any of those key levels we talked about, any of those traditional SNR levels, if any of them is close and is fresh, okay, just target that fresh level. Pay yourself there, and then you keep selling. You keep holding your position until price reacts from that level and gives you a breakout. Okay, or price reacts, give you the type 2 entry with a liquidity sweep. You can say, yeah, I'm out of this trade, because market will always present you with fresh setups. Market doesn't run out of opportunities. If you miss this one, you get the next one. Is that clear?
Brother,
Yes.
pay
Yeah.
yourself meaning we are closing partially our position and taking or closing the whole position and taking the fresh position from the target.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Esek, sorry, bro. What's that your name again, man? Please, could you help me explain?
Then I'm asking that if we are targeting at a fresh level
Okay,
and we got that level.
if we are targeting all the fresh levels,
Yes, and we
mhm.
got that level. So are we closing partially as you are saying, pay yourself?
Okay. Okay, the question is, if we are targeting the fresh levels, when we get to that fresh level, are we closing partially or the full position? Is that your question?
Yes, yes.
Okay. First of all, your first target, if it's not a CRT kind of a trade, which in a CRT kind of a trade, your first target should be 50% of the CRT candle range, except it's a small candle. You can start, looking for the next fresh level. But if it's not a CRT kind of a trade, if it's just a traditional SNR kind of a trade, you are targeting the next fresh, the nearest fresh level. And when you get to that fresh level, pay yourself. When I say pay yourself, remove or say half of your position, set your break even. You are now running risk-free. Now, if price inside that level decides to give you a shift, if price inside that level decides to give you a shift or a type 2 entry, once it has given you that, close all your positions. The direction of the market has changed. If you were selling and price does that, you have to start looking for your buys. Is that clear? Good. So, because there are some point, price will just, give you that, come to that fresh, come to the level, and then, start ranging, after ranging for some time, breaks that level completely, and then it keeps, going your direction aggressively. So that's why I said, pay yourself, remove half and hold half. I'm teaching you to swing and do intraday tradings too, but mostly you should actually be, learning how to swing with this very strategy. It's a very good strategy. It's not hard to learn. Okay, I hope that answered your question.
Yes, yes.
All right. Does any other person have any other question? Nobody? Okay. I think we are gonna end the live session here. And I believe you guys got something really. Did you guys get anything from this class?
Yes, brother. I get a lot of things. I don't know previously. Didn't know previously.
All
I
right.
get many things from this class.
All right. Nepotism, bro. Okay. Um, it's all right, bro. If you have any question, I'm just looking at you people's chat. If you have any question, please, my DM is always open. And I reply very quickly. I'm not like your other mentors, where after you pay them, they don't pay you attention. My aim for holding these classes, hold on, let me first of all end the recording.